Hey everybody, welcome back to my Star Wars channel. My name's David, and let's talk about Boba Fett's right gauntlet.
We would be honored if you would join us.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to all things Star Wars. We do some other stuff, right? We do Indiana Jones, we do some George Lucas related stuff, but I'm currently in the middle of doing my Boba Fett cosplay. I wanted to show you the right gauntlet from Boba Maker, and I saw some questions out on the forums about the tubes that are connected to these end pieces. And so the question is, where do they go? How do you attach them, etc., right? So this is one of the interesting gauntlets. Well, they're both interesting. And I did a video about both of them a few months back. And of course, this is gonna go here, right, on my right arm. So the tubes will then attach to here. You're just gonna slide them over the top. And then the other question is, where does the other end go? So your tubing kind of looks like this. It's a semi-transparent threaded tube. And on one end, you have a little clasp. This, of course, is gonna be where the tube attaches to the gauntlet itself, right there, okay? And so we'll have 3 installed all together, which will end up looking like this when it's completed, which means you'll have these tubes sticking out and they all need a place to go. But not only do they need a place to go, your arm, when you think about it, needs to be able to function like a real arm, which means it has to be able to go down at your side and bend and extend without any extra tension on these tubes. So they have to be loose enough for you to bend and move, but at the same time not look too long and still cool. So you always have to look at reference photos from the film and then make adjustments for your body type. Your body type is not the same as Jeremy Bulloch, right? You're not the same height, same width, same weight. So you'll have to make those adjustments accordingly. All 3 of these tubes are gonna go up this exterior sleeve. So they are gonna hide up the sleeve just like that, okay? All 3 of them, which is just a cheat, right? That was such a costuming cheat that whoever thought of that idea came up with, just stick them up the sleeve and then they disappear. They just go someplace and hide. But the question would be, why do I have the little clasps here? And what's the best way to keep them up the sleeve so they don't fall out? So you will need a clip, right? You'll need a D-ring, or in this case, a carabiner, something that's gonna be metal, that's gonna hold metal, right? And live underneath the sleeve, which means you have to have this sewn in to the costume underneath the sleeve at the height that you need it. You'll probably clasp these tubes on to begin with, right? And then leave the tubes clipped in. And when you're ready to get dressed, then you'll plug the tubes into the gauntlet. So as you can imagine, each one of these clasps will go through the carabiner like that, okay? And it doesn't take any tension. I mean, it doesn't take any weight. Like, nobody's pulling on these things, right? You don't have to worry about, well, it might not hold, or, you know, it won't support any, it's not gonna support weight. You don't have to worry about that, right? So all of this will go underneath there and it'll keep all the tubes secured together. Now, I've seen people use like a nylon braided piece of fabric that holds these in place. The other thing you could think of, if you think your tubes are too short and they don't have a lot of extending, you could attach this tube to elastic so that as your arm extends, the clip will actually move down a little bit and back up again, giving you the same length of the tubes without putting any tension on the top of the sleeve, right? So you won't see the sleeve pull down when the carabiner pulls down. So you could, and really this could be anything. It could be a carabiner like I have, or it could be just a circle shape. Anything will work that'll clip this on into place. But that is what your completed right gauntlet should look like. And of course, you know, this is my first time through. This is my first cosplay with Boba Fett. I've done other Star Wars cosplays before, but never an armored character. And certainly armored characters are a class all by themselves, okay? So I don't have all the answers, and I'm sure I've made mistakes and said incorrect things along the way, but that's okay. It's a learning process. If I said anything that you think could be corrected, or you have some timely advice, of course, we'd always welcome that down below. And ask any questions you'd like. I'm sure the Star Wars community would love to help you out. And if I can, I will help you out as well. May the Force be with you. I'll see you next time. Bye.